Good, all right. This is a regular meeting of the Enfield Town Council, Monday, August 2nd, 2021. It is 6:15. Proposed amendments to the solid waste and recycling ordinance. I will read the ground rules. Roll call, please, before I actually read the ground rules. Sheila, roll call.
Counselor Bosco?
Here.
Counselor Sakala?
Here.
Counselor Crisati? Absent. Counselor
He's on a
Hemler?
family
Here.
vacation.
Mayor Ludwig?
Here.
Counselor Mangini?
Here.
Counselor Muller?
Here.
Counselor Riley?
Here.
Counselor Safraza?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Suzak?
Here.
Counselor Ungary?
Here.
10 members present, 1 absent.
Thank you, Sheila. The following notice of public hearing was published in the Hartford Current Tuesday, July 20th, 2021. Town of Enfield legal notice. The Enfield Town Council does hereby schedule a public hearing to be held on August 2nd, 2021 at 6:15 p.m. in the Enfield Town Hall Council Chambers, 820 Enfield Street, Enfield, Connecticut, in order to allow interested citizens an opportunity to express their opinions regarding the proposed amendments to the Enfield Town Code, Chapter 7, Section 7-1 through, 70-1 through 70-38, inclusive solid waste and recycling ordinance. Copies of the ordinance are obtained at the office of the town clerk or viewed at www.enfield-connecticut.gov. Dated as of July 16, 2021 by Sheila M. Bailey, our town clerk. Following ground rules of the public hearing, there is no time limit. We ask that each person please not take up too much time so everyone has the opportunity to speak. After each person who desires to have one chance, we shall permit individuals who desire a second chance. After those individuals who desire a second time, we shall permit individuals a third, fourth, etc. Please refrain from personalities. Again, this public hearing is specific to the ordinance. Before we open up to anything from staff, or just open it right up? Okay. Anyone who'd like to speak specifically on this ordinance? Just name and address for the record, please.
Red light's on, so I should be good, right?
Yep, it's on, you're good.
Yep, Doug Finger, 44 Buchanan Road, Refuge and Resource Management Crew Leader, and as everybody knows, President Local 1029 for the next 2 months, and I'm done after 1999 to now, done. Question I have is I think, and maybe a comment first, is I think the DPW committee hit it right. I really do. I think that we need to put some kind of limit on what we're doing. Our trucks are road, and Councilor Bosco will tell you they are road. Swayzak and Councilman Mangini and stuff. I mean, all of you should know we are trying to get new ones, but it's tough. Our trucks are constantly in the fleet maintenance department getting worked on. We're using this truck called 909 and 910, which was the first trucks I did 15 years ago, I would think, if not longer. So we definitely need to do something because there is a lot of money being invested in this. At $81.50, I think we're paying this year. It goes up to $83 next year for a ton for MSW. We got to do something. It really does. But the last thing I want to say is that I don't know if you have publicized, which I did not see, the price per tipper. We know the first price is $0 for residents, from single family to multifamily to up to 4 residents, if I'm correct, Mr. Councilor Bosco. I think even up to 5 or more, I'm not sure. But after that, I didn't see where we're publicizing the cost of the second tipper, cost of the third tipper. And the main reason why I'm asking is because the ladies in the office at the highway department are going to be taking the calls for this. Not only you, but they're going to take the blunt of the calls from angry residents, wherever they are, about this, new ordinance. They're scared. I mean, they don't know what to say. So I'm hoping that people at home who are watching this realize that they're just the ones that are taking the call takers. That's it. They're not the ones who made the policies, made the fees, none of that stuff. So please be kind to these people. They're not bad people. They're just doing their job. But we really should tell the public, or we really should tell them and us, what the fees are going to be for the second and third tipper. And that's all I had. Thank you very much.
Thank you, appreciate it. Anyone else like to speak specifically on this ordinance? Anyone else like to speak specifically on this ordinance? Going once, Going twice? Second time? Oh, good. Okay. I declare the public hearing closed. So again, we have a,
You know what, Mike?
no, we,
never
yeah,
mind.
you have to wait till we debate the issue
Okay,
on.
That's fine, that's when I
Yeah,
can talk.
yeah, you
That's
can
fine.
talk, sorry, you're right, but we have to wait. So next, unfortunately, well, again, you're going to get a little time back. Next public hearing is 6:45, the bulky waste transfer station fees. Folks, you can take a break. We'll see you in 20 minutes. Declare this public hearing closed.
We should have directed where the answer is. Right.
Um, 6:45, again, this is Monday, August 2nd, 2021, It's, the regular Enfield Town Council meeting. It is 6:45, proposed amendment to the bulky waste transfer station fees. I'll read the public notice. I'm sorry, roll call, please, Sheila?
Counselor Bosco?
Here.
Counselor Sakala? Here. Counselor Crisati is absent. Counselor Hemler?
Here.
Mayor Ludwig?
Here.
Counselor Mangini? Here. Counselor Muller?
Here.
Counselor Riley? Here. Counselor Safraza?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Suzak?
Here.
Counselor Ungary? Here. That's 10 members present, 1 absent.
Thank you, Sheila. The following notice of public hearing was published in the Hartford Current Tuesday, July 20th, 2021. Town of Enfield legal notice. The Enfield Town Council will hold a public hearing in the Enfield Town Hall Council Chambers, 820 Enfield Street, Enfield, Connecticut, on Monday, August 2nd, 2021, at 6:45 PM to allow interested citizens an opportunity to express their opinions regarding the proposed amendment to the bulky waste transfer station fees. Copies of the amendment to the fees can be obtained in the office of the town clerk or viewed at www.enfield-connecticut.gov. Dated as of July 16th, 2021 by our Sheila M. Bailey, our town clerk. The following ground rules for the public hearing. There is no time limit, but we ask each person not to take up too much time so everyone has an opportunity to speak. After each person who desires has 1 chance to speak, we shall permit individuals a second. After those individuals desire a second, we shall permit individuals who desire a third, fourth, etc. Please refrain from personalities. Again, this public hearing specifically on a bulky waste transfer station fees. Anyone in the audience like to speak on behalf of this public hearing? Welcome. Just name and address. Welcome.
Hi, Tim Riak, 25 Conlin Drive. I'm also the scale operator at the transfer station. As far as the fees, the tipping fees for the permit, I really don't have a problem. We already pay more than what we were paying last year's. So we kind of had to catch up with that anyway. The permits, I'd rather not start selling the $20 permits in September if we can help it. I like to wait till we get the 2022 permits lined up and ready to go. So we're not selling a August permit at $5 and a September permit at 20. In the ordinance here, you took away the vehicle size limit. I kind of agree. The 10,000 pound limit was kind of small. Pickup trucks are that big for trailers, but we do need a vehicle size, or we're going to have Asplund sized trucks coming in and dumping their chips at $20 a year. And we spend a lot of money on disposal and grinding of the yard waste now. That's pretty much all I have for you.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I'd like to speak for the council on this ordinance. Well, yeah, you're welcome. Come on up. Just name and address, and you have the floor.
Good evening, Doug Finger, 44 Buchanan Road. Already told you who I am. I'm sure everybody knows who I am. So like what Timmy says, I'm just going to follow up on that. Going through all this, it seems to me like we're really pushing a lot more on the residents. And this is my theory, okay, my opinion. Is right now we're only charging them $5 for a yearly permit. Now we're going to raise it to 20. Okay, so at $5 a permit, and the information I'm getting for permits is from December 1st, 2020 to present. Last week, I should say, not now, last week. All right, so we had 3,100 permits at $5. Give us $15,500. You raise it to 20, again, just using the same number of math for the 3,100 permits. We are now going to $62,000. Granted, the transfer station, and I'm sure everybody up there would agree, is not a money-making situation. But I'm going to finish the rest, but you have to understand where I'm going to go with this, and you will understand when I'm finished. Okay, we're putting a lot on the taxpayers. One of the things we're missing is the 260 pounds and under flat rate. That's $7 right now. If you go in there with any bulky items, if it's 260 pounds and under, it's a flat rate of $7. That is not on our page that is off the town manager's website. We're missing that. And if you're going to keep it, that's fine. If you're going to raise it to $10 the flat rate, that's something that is, could be doable, but you need to let the public know what's going on because it's not part of what we're seeing. Commercial contractor annual permits. We sold 30 vehicle permits at $120 a piece. It was $3,840 for a commercial permit. All right, you knock it down to $20 at 30 vehicles. That's $600. So from $3,840 to $600, you're losing money. And like Timmy said, he's okay with the increase. He's our expert man back there. With the increase of the fees, but you're lowering the fees for commercial people. You're raising the residents from 7 cents a pound to 10 cents a pound. But now we're taking the contractors from 12 cents a pound down to 10 cents a pound. All right, that's just something I just think that you need to think about before you're voting on this, is that what are we really looking at? Again, fully understandable, we got to do something. But we can't put it all on our residents. If you're going to use a contractor to come in, why are we losing money on their permits? Another thing that wasn't mentioned on this is that we do have, which is part of the ordinance, it is, where we have contractors that go to other businesses and, condominiums and stuff. They have to pay $120 a year for a permit to come in the infield and do it. That's not on here. Nobody's seeing that cost. It's not a lot. It's like 5 or 6 companies, if I remember correctly. Maybe somebody can, tell me better. But we need to make sure that the people know, this isn't a total layout of what the fees are being given to them. The monthly charge for the transfer station, as Timmy was mentioned earlier, we went from $960 in our last contract for 12 months per month, by the way. It's $960 per month, 12 months. We have 8 boxes there. To right now, for 12 months, is $2,400. That's $300 a box. That is by the contract that, the bid process that we went through with the town, and they bid into it. We got to do something. We got to start creating a little bit more income into that transfer station. Granted, I agree with Councilor Bosco. It's never, ever going to break even nor make a profit at this point of what's happening, because anywhere like Babylon's over in Suffield, which is where we bring our trash and recycling, if you as a private person or a contractor wanted to go there and bring some bulky items, it's $150 a ton. Now, if you come in with a half a ton, you're still going to get charged $150 for a minimum charge. We don't do that here. You know, if we want to stay competitive, or if we want to try to make something more closer to being broken even, I think that's something we need to think about. We're not making what I consider the right choices of making sure that our residents don't take the total whack on what's happening there. Hauling fees are just phenomenal. You know, again, that's nothing that the town or you or anybody else can help with. It's what they charge. They are one of the only persons in this that put in bids. I'm sorry?
No, so go right ahead. No.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I heard something. My apologies. Now, at 12 cents a pound, when we had 53 towns in that time period, we had $12,720. You knock it down to 10 cents a pound, it's only going to be $10,600. We're losing $12,000 out of that transfer station. And as much as I like to say is that the contractors do have rights, but they're making money off what they do at people's homes. They're not giving them a break on those poundages. They're not going to give them any break on anything. They're going to charge what their normal fee is. So we have to look at, what are we doing really? Why are we lowering the cost of contractors to come with all this bulky material and then raise the residents who come in with their little cleanup? You know, it just, to me, I think it just doesn't make any sense. If you're going to make it fair for one, you should make it fair for both. That's one of the things. Now, my biggest thing is yard waste. I know a lot of people don't agree with this. The leaves and brush cutting last year, fiscal year 2021, cost us $58,000 and $58,350. That's what it cost the town. There is not one penny that came back to help pay for that. Not one penny. This is money that we're paying for to get it done. And by our permit, and if somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, we have a limit through our permit of 3,000 cubic square yards of brush and yard waste that we can have legally through the state. We're paying, I'm pretty sure it was close to almost $3, if not more, per cubic yard. And I just think that we need to do something about that, even if it's a small fee, if it's a limit. You know, if you ever looked at your permits, and Timmy, correct me if I'm wrong, is that on the bottom we have like 1 through 5. Remember years ago we used to go to the transfer station, and John Markowski, God bless his soul, would hand you that card. He used to click it every time you came in. You got like 10 free trips, right? I think it was. I mean, brought in whatever you want, 10 free trips. There's nothing wrong with maybe going back to that type of scenario again. You know, but after that, you know, we need to start doing something. This yard waste is killing us. Last week we had 146 tons collected by your guys that work for the town on a Friday. 146 tons. I can't break that down into cubic yards. I'm sorry, I'm not that smart. I apologize for that. And by the way, there's $3.69 a cubic yard for them to come in, grind, and haul away. We're paying for that, but we're not getting anything in to help pay for that. So I just think that all the things that we've done, which is all in the right pattern, all in the right things of going forward with our transfer station, our bulky pickup, which is great. I'm glad we're doing $150 per truckload, which, you know, I was already told I'll be going out and measuring people and yoke loads and, you know, oh, I'm sorry, but you're, you're a little bit over. You have to pay another $150. I'm okay with that. I don't mind because we need money. But we need to do something about the yard waste. That's one of my biggest kicks, yard waste. You know, our trucks are being used and abused. They're breaking down a lot with the yard waste. You know, we have small hydraulic lines that from a branch that comes in and breaks it. So now you have the fleet maintenance costs, you got the hydraulic costs, you got the lines costs. People don't see this stuff. We do. We're the inside people that see all this stuff. We need to do something about yard waste. There needs to be a fee. Again, after 5 trips, after 7, about yard waste. Emergencies, we have a hurricane goes through, God bless, nothing happens like that, thank you, Lord. But we don't want to just give away for $5 or even 20, 2 tons of yard waste coming collected. So there is more, but I really don't want to hold this up any longer. As you can see, I came more prepared. If you have any other questions, you know how to get a hold of me. I'd be more than happy to help you out. I'm sure that anybody in this department, including Mr. Nunes, our Director of Public Works, would be more than happy to meet with you. We just need to do something to get some more money in there. Taxpayers should not be paying the full burden of that place. Contractors and yard waste and things like that. That's just me. I'm sorry. I do apologize for everything if I took too long, if I'm repeating myself, but it just seems like we need to do that. We need to repeat ourselves over and over again to make things happen. Squeaky wheel gets the grease, is that what they call it? Thank you so much. Have a good evening, and I do
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Anyone else like to speak specifically on this ordinance? Bulky waste, anyone else? Anyone else like to speak on the bulky waste? I'm sorry?
Fees, this is.
On the fees, correct. Yep. Name and address, sir, please.
Neil Narcon, 5 Clear Street. Just one thing on the pricing here, and I just came in late on this thing here, but don't price it so that the average person is going to start circumventing the system. And we've seen that in Suffield, and I see it in Hartford even now. When the town says, okay, we're going to have large, bulky pickup, and the average person in Hartford is not very well off, and you tell them, oh, it's going to be $80, $100, whatever it is, they're not going to go for that. What they are going to go for, they're going to find a little side street somewhere and make a little midnight dump somewhere. And that's big time there. So you think you're going to save it here, but you're going to have to give Public Works another job or another few positions with a truck to go out and pick this stuff up. And it's happened in Suffield. I've seen that happen. You have everything and everything's out there. And that was a few years ago. I'm not sure exact time frame. But in Hartford, that's going on right now. So keep that there. And also from a taxpayer standpoint, I just can't see things disappearing off of the ledger here. We're paying your proper amount of taxes to cover this thing, and I know costs are going up. So I would say keep that all in mind and keep it included in the tax package we're already paying. Okay? You pulled out the sewer tax, we lost leaf pickup. Every year you see things disappear, and every year you see new, quote, gimmicks coming on the tax roll somewhere. So, please keep that in mind. I'll see you for part 2. Thanks.
Thank you. Sir?
I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn, but it was my understanding.
All right, sir, wait, please wait. When you can come up, sit down, and name and address.
My understanding, agenda number 7, the public would be allowed to speak. Should I wait for agenda
No,
number 7?
this is a public hearing, correct.
Say
This is
again?
on the bulky waste fees, though, specific public hearing. So this. Yeah, but this is a specific public hearing for the bulky waste fees. The public communication.
wait then for
Yeah,
agenda.
unless you want to speak on this, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yep. Anyone else like to speak on the bulky waste fees? Anyone else? Going once, going twice, for a second time? Okay, yep.
Okay, I'm sorry. I said I was done. But just to re-up, don't take it out on the people who are answering the phones and the guys who are picking all this stuff up. You know, they're human and they're just trying to make a living. That's it. Be nice to the people who are answering the phones. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else for a second time? Anyone else? Going once, going twice. I declare the public communications closed. I mean, public hearing closed, excuse me.